Welcome everybody, Shaarq here. You miss good old times where cleave builds were the matter of melee builds? Well, I tried to bring some of that nostalgia back to the current game. I'm actually pretty satisfied about how it performs. Unfortunately, I died in Hardcore Essence League because of being stupid. Well, before we start with the main guide, I would like to mention that I play PoE only in hardcore leagues. So therefore, it can be possible that most of my characters in the build guides aren't optimal in terms of character level and gear, because I stopped playing them after I died. So the main objective of the guide is to introduce the core mechanics of my builds without the aspect of min-maxing. But let's start. Our main damage setup consists of Cleave, Multi-Strike, Melee Fist, Increased Crit, Fortify and Increased Area. For pushing single targets, switch Increased Area for Conk effect. Our second single target consists of Ancestral War Chief linked with Melee Fist, less duration and Conk effect. For pushing clear speed in maps, I use Herald of Ice linked with Increased Area, Curse on Hit and Frostbite. Well, for Curse you can also switch to Warlord's Mark, but we do so much cold damage with Hunting Hatred and Herald of Ice that I think Frostbite is the best choice for offense and also defense. Movement setup is Whirling Blades with Blood Magic and faster attacks, pretty common. Make sure to link Blood Rage with increased duration. And finally 3 spots for Ice Golem and Hatred. Unfortunately, I have no place for Enduring Cry, so if you need it for red maps, change increased duration for Enduring Cry. I recommend leveling with a two-handed melee weapon and skills like Earthquake or Thunder. With the fact we grab Resolute Technique at the leveling phase, don't take increased crit gem but use added fire gem instead. If you wanna level with one-handers from the beginning and save up some refund points, wait until level 38 for Multi-Strike. We start as a Scion in the center, head to life and damage nodes like Constitution, Path of the Warrior, Tireless and Devotion at the beginning. Just hold a good balance between damage and life to get a smooth level experience. You can also pick up the melee damage nodes at Scion start and refund it later, it's up to you. For leveling, ignore any kind of crit nodes, instead go straight ahead to Resolute Technique. After you fill out the Templar area, we aim for the Duelist area, where we pick up Art of the Gladiator, Bravery, Master of the Arena and Dervish. Finally grab Golem's Blood and Thick Sin for life. Now you can start grabbing Disemboweling and Featherblade for a bunch of crit. To make transition to crit version as smooth as possible, I recommend keeping Resolute Technique up till you reach at least one of the 2 crit nodes. At the very end we make use of our Ascendancy and grab up all the life and crit nodes in Shadow area. The link for the passive tree is in the description of this video. The Ascendancy classes of choice for this build are Assassin and Guardian. Go for Assassin first and also pick up Path of the Shadow after completing normal, cruel and merciless lab. After Uber lab I picked up Guardian, which fits in really well. We get additional block chance and 12% attack speed. Sure, there are also other good options, feel free to use something else. For the bandits you need to help Ochre normal, help Gradient and Cruel and help Ochre kill them all in Merciless. For your gear you primarily need to look for affixes such as elemental resistances, life and armor on all your stuff. Additionally, look for flat accuracy rating on at least 2 items with 200 plus rolls. Flat accuracy suffixes are possible on gloves, rings, amulets and helmets. Look for Global Critical Strike multi on amulet and use diamond rings with flat first damage. The build makes use of 2 unique items, Scaeva and Rat's Nest. Scaeva is cheap as fuck and strongly underrated. Cheapest go for 10 alterations at the moment in Hardcore Essence. but the sword gives us nearly everything we need for our build. Make sure to wield it in the main hand and get 2 green and 1 blue socket. Rat's Nest is amazing to boost our attack speed and crit chance. For offhand, look for a sword with high physical deeps, attack speed and crit chance. I highly recommend using thrusting swords for the additional weapon range and crit multi. As you can see, I'm using a pretty shit non-thrusting sword. Just bought it for 10C in current hardcore league because nothing better was available at the time, so there's really much room for improvement. For chewers, look for crit multiplier, attack speed and life. Crit multiplier is by far the most important one. For Flask Setup in general, make sure to get rows like removes bleeding and curses on your flasks. It's really essential. As you can see, I also use a Taste of Fate for even more cold damage and really nice mitigation, a Diamond Flask for consistent crits, and finally a Ceres Flask for damage and leech. Change Diamond Flask with Rumi's concoction for even more defense. That's it boys, if you liked the video and want to see more, subscribe to the channel, really appreciate that. Enjoy!